Let's bring in our first guest. It's Tony Miller. Tony Miller, how's it going?
Very good.
And I see that you brought your assistant with you, Michelle. Hello,
Yes,
how are you
hello,
today?
good.
Now, Tony, you normally are doing hair, but now you're writing books?
Yeah, I wrote a book and it hit #1 on the romance and time travel on Amazon.
Is this your very first book you ever wrote?
Very first book.
And you go straight to #1?
Straight to #1.
How does that even happen?
I don't know. It shocks me to tell you the truth.
So how long were you writing before, or is this something that you've done through the years?
Yeah, I've been on a lot of restroom walls, and so that's where I learned. But no, I wrote short stories and poems and stuff like that. But then this is the first attempt to sit down and get it all the way done and then edit it, and the whole process is it's a tough process.
So let me get this straight. It's a romance novel?
Well, it's set at the Mukes home, here in Fresno.
Seriously?
It's that's what it starts at.
Like in what time setting?
Well, in 1902 to now, and it goes back and forth between the two times. So, and it's the gist of the story. It's a ghost hunter, and he gets he meets a girl at a party, and they hit it off and they date, and he doesn't believe in ghosts, but he's doing it just because all the girls are attracted to his story.
Well, yeah, girls will make you do some really strange things, won't they?
Yeah.
Now, so he's not a ghost hunter, but does he run into a real ghost?
Yes, and I have it set as the ghost of Ann Mukes, who lived there, which was a beautiful lady.
Is it Mukes? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Mukes.
I knew it. I knew that wasn't a silent X. Yeah, a lot of people out there are saying it without the X, but it's a Mukes.
Well, I could be saying it wrong, but everyone I've asked said it's Mukes.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they find the ghost of a Mukes.
Yeah, Anne, who was a very beautiful lady. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so he meets her, and I have it all set by real laws of physics. If there were really a ghost, how could that possibly be? And it does follow the laws of physics, which I'm also a science buff. So I research I have 5 hours of research per page. So even though it's an entertaining novel, if you look at the physics, if you Google what I'm saying, it's real cool.
Okay. How does Google say that there's a real ghost should look?
Like her. She's sort of pale,
Right.
If you Google, if you go by the laws of physics, for you and I to be here, according to the laws of physics, there are no singularities. It's called the duality of the universe. There has to be another you and another universe in the general area that you're in right now, in this universe. There's two universes that are opposite of each other. I know that sounds complex, but
it does sound a little complex.
If we had an hour show, I would explain it to detail. But.
So you're hairstylist mainly.
That's our main.
And then you're his assistant when you do the hair.
Yeah.
So did you help him out with the book?
No.
She holds it up and models.
So that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So what other kind of research, Tony, did you have to do for this book?
I did tons of research. I just took all the things that I'm always kind of interested in anyway, like metaphysics and physics. Where does everything come from? Mm-hmm. And then I have the best concept. I don't have time for it. I have the best concept. I think it's better than any philosopher. And I've ran all this by a real physicist. A real physicist monitored it. I had the thread back and forth and so he was really impressed that I followed physics so well. So
can you tell us in a nutshell this groundbreaking?
Yeah,
stuff?
No, in a nutshell. Okay, science, as you know, where did it all start from? The science said it started from a Big Bang, right?
Right.
Religion says it started from God saying, "Let there be light."
And then there's all kinds of banging going on.
Right. What was there 1 minute before the Big Bang?
What was 1 minute before the Big Bang?
Right before the Big Bang.
I don't know. What it?
Yeah.
What was it?
Tell me. I'll tell you. What was there before God said, "Let there be light"? What existed? Mathematically, it's zero, but it exists as zero. And I know what that is.
Do you have to listen to this all the time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Do you understand it at all?
Yeah.
It's really, well, you know, the truth is always simple. The simplicity escapes people, you know, but if I sit down with you, I can show you something that's really cool. It still excites me, and I actually came across it while I was writing this book, and I was trying to make sure it was really accurate, and I was doing a little drill.
Because when you're writing about ghosts, you want it to be accurate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be, very real that you do it. And
Have you been fascinated with ghosts your whole life?
no, I'm not into ghosts.
Because I grew up on Phantom Avenue.
What?
Honestly, yeah, I grew up on Phantom Avenue with a PH. And yeah, so I believe in ghosts. I know I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, I do believe in ghosts to the extent that you see a ghost story, they'll show you somebody walking through, and they're kind of ethereal, kind of a thing.
Right.
I know the science behind why that would be, and those would be ghosts, right? But it's only you see this only because of there's little sound and light or waves coming at you. You see this because your brain is interpreting only these waves. If I put a goggle on you and if I could get rid of all these waves and beef up little teeny waves, then you start to see the other universe.
Has anybody ever seen a ghost out
Yes.
here? We have one hand up there, and how weird it'd be the guy from South Africa, the ukulele player. But I have seen one myself. Anybody else? Come on, don't be afraid. Luke Church has seen one. Okay. How about you, Tony? Have you ever seen a real ghost?
No, I actually haven't.
How about you?
No, I've never seen one.
No. Okay. Well,
I thought I did, but
Yeah.
I was drinking a lot at the time.
I understand.
Long Island
Now, the Mukes home. I've never ever been inside that place.
Oh, it's
I'm
great.
sure you spend a
And it's
lot
a
of time
museum
in there,
like on
right?
Saturday and Sunday. I think they have a tour. And I wrote the book from 30 years ago when it first came on. I took a tour, and after I wrote the book, I went back through it to see how accurate I remembered it, and I had it like spot on.
I bet you
Yeah.
did. Now, how's the hairstylist world working out for you?
Oh, really good. We're just jam-packed busy. We have a lot of fun. Over the years, I've gathered a fantastic clientele. I have
Well, you're like a rock star in the hairstylist world here in Fresno.
Yeah, well, who said that? You said
I
that.
don't really know.
Now, where's your salon?
And we're at the Reflection Salon, Shaw and Mark's,
By the
right behind the
Outback.
Outback
Yeah.
Steakhouse. So,
Okay.
It's the largest, one of the largest salons in California. It's got 80 people who work there.
Wow.
It's huge.
Wow.
They have like 20 manicurists, estheticians, and it's a fun place. It's a very comfortable place. That's why I eventually moved there. It's a great place.
Are you taking any new clients?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I work 2 chairs, I have an assistant, and she is so trained. I'm so proud of her, I cannot tell you. I used to own the Hungry Hair Salon.
I remember.
I had 2 of them. I had one here in the Tower District, almost a couple blocks from here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And then, so I had 28 hairstylists that worked for me. They weren't booth renters, so, I mean, I had my hands full in those days. So I sold them. Eventually, a lady bought me out. And then, what the hell were we talking about? No, I'm kidding. I said hell, sorry.
It's okay. And how long have you been doing hair?
Over 40 years.
Wow. Now, you didn't grow up here, did you?
No, I grew up in the Holy Land, Texas.
Is that what they call Texas now, or is that what they used to call
no,
Texas?
No, that's okay. The unholy land. Is
What part of Texas?
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, Texas, right by Dallas.
Yeah, right by Dallas.
Why Fresno?
I had an uncle that lived here. They owned a big cattle ranch, and I came out to see him. I just wanted to. I was a hairstylist in Texas, but I came out here so I could become because this is where all the styles started. I wanted to be at the top of the heap, right? So I ended up building fences on his cattle ranch. So he let me stay at his house, and so until I got my license. So that's how I ended up here.
Okay. And what's your story? Are you from here?
I'm just from here, yeah.
Yeah. How'd you get hooked up with Tony Miller?
My aunt was going to him, and she said when I finished school to go talk to him, and yep, it's history ever since. So
That was the point. I've trained many hairstylists. I started when I had the salons. They'd start as my assistant, and then I would turn them out. But she's been with me 4 years, so she is more trained than almost anybody in Fresno on chemical services like color. We both conspire on picking the colors and stuff, but she does all the colors. She does Brazilian blowouts. I'm so proud of her, I can't believe it. Now then, when she's doing those, I have the time to do a cut or get other people. So we give perfect service. This was I was always trying to see if it could be done. So we give almost perfect. We're 99% on time.
Yeah.
We don't waste people's time. And then,
Is that a good idea for people that are getting out of the beauty college to go be an assistant for someone like Tony?
Yeah, definitely. I like it. We have fun working together all the time, and it keeps me busy since he has a whole clientele already and great clientele.
Yeah.
And you really learned all those things that they don't teach you in beauty
definitely,
college, right?
There's a lot they skip over, so you got to learn it out in the real world to figure it all out. So.
Okay, well, we're talking about Tony Miller's book. Tony, where can people buy it?
You can get it at the Book Barn in Clovis. Because it's on Amazon, I can't put it in the other bookstores. They want it, right? So they distribute it. So but the Book Barn is an independent, so I can have it at the Book Barn. It's there, and I have them at the salon if they want. Or they could get them, let's see, what is today?
Or on Amazon.
Yeah, or Amazon.
Today's March 31st.
No, it is. I think it's still, they had a free download for 3 days where you can get it on Kindle. It might still be going on, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming by, Tony.
Hey,
it was
was
good
fun.
seeing you. Michelle, thank you for
you.
coming by. Tony Miller, you want his book? Go over to the Book Barn or go see him
Yeah,
over
you
at
hold
Sean
it.
Marks at the Reflections Beauty Salon. Also, one of the most famous hairstylists in town. Go see him. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to be right back with Watts Family Barbecue. Stick around.